Hi, my name is Amelia Block, and I have the absolute honor of introducing the one and only Parker Wells. You've probably seen Parker walking through the halls every day with her $12 Daisy Duke nutrition bar and rocking her bright mint green backpack. However, she is so much more than that. Parker is one of the most determined people I know. In 7th grade, Parker and I would have competitions of who could bring the most poke bowls to school for lunch that week. While I successfully made my mom get me one every week, Parker would make sure to bring 2, one time even 3, a week because of how determined she was to beat me. Parker is also one of the most encouraging and uplifting people I know. She constantly pushes me and everyone around her to do things that make us uncomfortable. Whether it's on the lacrosse field, in the classroom, or in any of her leadership roles, Parker approaches the challenges with confidence and ease. The class of 2026 simply would not be the same without her, so without further delay, I give you Elizabeth Parker Wells.
In Jane Kenyon's poem titled "Let Evening Come," she states, "Let it come as it will, and don't be afraid. God does not leave us comfortless, so let evening come. Do not be afraid, so what do I do with my biggest fear? The idea of not knowing what will happen in the future scares me, for I live in a bubble consisting of the 10-mile radius from the U of M to the borders of Germantown, where my home, school, church, and friends all reside. Various people in my life have told me over the past few years that I should expand my horizons or widen my boundaries. Well, last December, my bubble cracked and evening came. During this week, my brother Warner was a patient in the LeBonner Hospital for about a week. He was admitted into a patient room after spending a long evening in the emergency room, and I got ready for school the next day as he was undergoing blood tests and MRIs. Warner had quickly lost weight in the preceding weeks, and his appetite had decreased to almost nothing. He had been to various pediatricians, however, the results had come back inconclusive. My parents made the decision to drive him to the emergency room after he missed a week of school and felt too weak to stand. He was eventually diagnosed with Crohn's disease, an autoimmune disorder requiring regular medication and a modified diet. His world was changed forever, but so was mine. My brother is my best friend, the one person that I can count on to always be waiting to talk to me when I get home. However, when I walked into my usually boisterous house during that week of unknowns, it was silent. Instead of spending my time studying for exams or buying Christmas presents, I found myself waiting for the results of procedures in an empty house or driving to the hospital in downtown Memphis. My parents spent majority of their days at the hospital, which of course was the right thing to do. However, this left me eating dinner alone at my kitchen table while my family was together 20 minutes away. I was uncomfortable and I felt alone. I was angry that I could do nothing to fix the situation and I had no bearing on what was to happen next. My extended family flew into Memphis the next week for Christmas, and I felt like my life was back to its regular routine, where I could accurately predict what the future would hold. Looking back on that time now, I realized that I was not left comfortless. I was surrounded by people who supported me. Emery Taylor spent the majority for Saturday with me as we drove to the hospital and crammed for our AP World exam in a meeting room on the same floor as Warner. She sat in a crowded hospital room because she knew how important this time was to my parents and to me. I received messages and food from friends, and while my parents were preoccupied, they never failed to make me feel included and loved. My brother has since learned to live with Crohn's disease, similar to how I have learned to live with the fact that some aspects of life are not in my control. I stand here now, yet again fighting change, as I spend the last year in the place that I've called home for 15 years. And while I do not know if I will ever be happy with this change, I must find hope in that I will never truly be alone. So, I join Jane Kenyon as she remarks at the end of her poem, "God does not leave us comfortless, so let the evening come." Thank you.